Hey, timer is going. You weren't gonna tell me? Frickin' prick.
I thought you were back.
Yeah, it's streaming. My stream just heard me calling you a prick.
I'm speechless.
Did you get an invite in?
Huh? Yes, I did.
Okay, you can join.
Awesome. Yeah, everything was kind of rushed and not very organized for a bit, and then I thought, oh yeah, I gotta get a chat going, and I gotta get.
Yeah, I was texting you on the Facebook trying to get you to remember.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry.
I sent you the qualifying poll over there too.
Perfect. Yeah, JWoww on the pole.
Yeah, I knew he was going to. He took off. Me and the 22 car were racing each other too much.
Oh, okay. Good luck, brother.
Thanks, man. The last lap I actually caught JWoww, and then I hit the wall coming off bridge.
I see. So you maybe even would have had him.
Yeah, I think so.
More Nosscar tonight. The main event's the Brickyard. You and Duke King, the two former winners. It's a good night.
Armstrong outside pole, that's crazy.
Yeah, good for him. And Lone Wolf Goonie starting 6th. There's a couple guys up there that are looking pretty good, looking for their first Motormaster win.
Yeah, I'm trying to push Juicy right now.
Juicy's another, yeah. And Juicy was a little upset by having a bit of a rough week last week, so he's looking to bounce back.
All clear. Careful, still there. Careful, still there. Careful, still
I
there.
have not started the stream yet.
Okay.
Let's get photos because there's some great action going on.
Clear low. Top 3, use it if needed. Hard from the outside.
Alright, jumping into the stream.
Right side's clear.
So Panther's now my teammate since you've been in the 18?
Yes, sir. It was even Steven that was in the 18 before. Or no, Bad Moon Rising actually. And she's not coming anytime soon.
Still there. Nobody out back.
Which is a shame because she's a talented driver.
Yeah.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
But that just gives Juicy J another driver full time, and PC's been doing pretty good ever since coming back, so I knew he wouldn't mind.
You're all clear on the
Is it a
bottom.
225 or 250 on the advertised?
I don't have an answer for it.
No problem. It's a 225.
I just pulled Juicy to third. I'm in second. Pulled him to third.
Nice. I just came back in to check, and yeah, I saw that. Here we go.
Left side's clear. Right side. Clear high, clear high. Got a car coming inside now. All clear, no pressure from behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Motormaster Monday, live from Pocono Raceway. We have 23 Nosscar Motormaster Series drivers out there logging laps here in Stage 1. It is a 50-lap event, round 18 of the 2021 Nosscar Motormaster Series season. I'm Nosscar CEO Tyler McMurder alongside the DVD Racing League founder Kevin Tattersall, and we're bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage of the Go Green 225 here at Pocono Raceway. As I mentioned, 23 drivers, 50 laps, and we're working Stage 1. Jordan Dorasek in the number 74 on the pole for this race, and he's setting a blistering pace. As you can see, he's kind of on his own, running out front right now, and running in second, it is Matt Smith in the 10, Alex Tesdall in the 16, and there's a whole lot of cars just behind them. And throwing it down to the race reporter Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, you're running inside the top 10. A moment ago, you were in second. How is it going out there? How's the car feeling?
It's a little tight yet. I put the tighter slider and we haven't been able to make any adjustments yet, so it's still feeling a little tight right now.
Might be the safer way to go, because these cars do tend to break a little bit loose exiting these turns once the tires wear a little bit more. But yeah, it's already a challenging track as it is. 3 turns, 3 very different turns as well. It's almost impossible to get the car to handle perfectly in all 3 of them, just based on how differently and how much characteristics they each have. And action all over this racetrack. They're all chasing Jordan Dorasek. Matt Smith, the 2020 Nosscar Platinum Cup Series champion, has taken the second position away and has started to gap the rest of the field a little bit. We just saw Josh Colombiez in the 7 get a little bit loose. He's going to lose third to Jason Doro in the 08 machine. And going through the fourth is Alex Tesdall in the number 16.
Hold me a good wheel here.
Right there with him, 3 wide for a moment. Cameron Norton all the way down to the bottom. Left side's on the yellow line, so he came back up out of shape a little bit into the side of Kevin Tattersall in the 54. Definitely didn't mean to do it, kind of just lost control a little bit. And both drivers did a good job holding on. Nick Don Francesco in the number 6 Corvette, Camaro rather, had a front row seat for the entire deal. Calling it a Corvette. I watched the Rolex 24 race recently and kind of got that glued to the brain right now.
Clear high, bud.
Heading into 3 now.
Right side.
Sorting it out just a little bit. Couple of cars still side by side. Alex Tesdall, Josh Colombiez, that's for 4th and 5th. Alex in the 16, they can chase it all the way down towards the apron there. Josh is going to take 4th. Kevin Tattersall in the 54 is going to take 5th. There was nearly contact made there between Alex in the 16 and Stephen Corley in the 22. Looked like Alex tried to throw a block, and around goes Jason Doro in the 08. It looked like he might have hit the apron. There was another car around as well. A few different cars. Yeah. And we have a caution on the racetrack. Caution number 1 of the Go Green 225, and that's going to erase the huge gap that Jordan Dorasek had built up in the number 74. That's a shame, folks, because there you see it. There's Jordan going by. And the car you saw way back on your screen, it's Matt Smith running in second, so that's just goes to show how big the gap was. I had to take a guess. That's about a 5 or 6 second margin here at Pocono Raceway, and this is going to bring everybody back closer together. They will have an opportunity to make the pit stop for the first time in this race. Again, the Nosscar Motormaster Series, they run the presets, 50% distance races with the fuel and tire wear set at ×2. So really a lot of these drivers, the first time a caution comes out in one of these races, first thing they usually do is get to pit road and make some quick adjustments. We're going to kind of bear without them until then. Double file coming back to the restart zone. Harold Burton in the 39 did not hit the button to pit in time. He pulls over to let the group go. And the green flag back in the air. Ryan Schreck in the 19 leads them down.
Careful, still there.
Great way for him to get some track position, but he's going to go up the hill and find the wall. Nick Don Francesco had nowhere to go. Neither did the 18 of Jordan Roughton. And the field stacks up just a little bit behind him. Everyone's going to kind of get through okay. And Jordan Dorasek takes the lead. Brett Baker in the 21 on the outside of Matt Smith looking for second.
1 back, clear down low.
Got the preferred groove through turn 2 there though for Brett Baker. He's going to surrender the second position away, and looks like Kevin Tattersall in the 54 going to the inside for third. these drivers were already going to make it to the end of the stage on the fuel and the tires that they had. So these pit stops they made were definitely mostly just to get the car dialed in.
This is the last lap.
They might have what they have. I was going to say might have what they have for the rest of the stage, and definitely they do. From the in-race reporter, Kevin Tattersall, letting us know the white flag has been shown to these drivers. Less than a half a lap to go now, about a half a lap rather. Jordan Dorsek, Matt Smith, Kevin Tattersall, the top three. Action all over this racetrack. It's hard to keep up. Cameron Norton is running in fourth. Stephen Corley running in fifth. It's the top five that get the stage points. The stage winner gets the playoff point. And around coming up to turn 3. Here's Jordan Dorsek in the 74, getting a report way back in the field. The sixth car of Nick DeFrancesco went flying left and into the inside wall nose first, bringing out the caution to end stage 1. Jordan Dorsek, Matt Smith, Kevin Tattersall, Cameron Norton, the top 4. I believe Stephen Corley in the 22 was 5th.
Breaking news, NASCAR team like that.
Yeah, I just saw his message there, and that's a shame. Because once in a while that does happen to him. I wonder if he's hardwired or not, because honestly it's not a frequent occurrence, but it's not uncommon for him either. And that's a shame. He was running strong. Up in the top 5 there for a while, and 23 drivers started this race, and it appears Josh Colm-Diaz will finish 23rd. He's parked motionless on pit road. And we are double file for stage 2 of the Go Green 225 at Pocono. Round 18 of the 2021 Nosscar Motormasters Series season. And we're approaching the playoffs very quickly here. The green flag is back in the air.
So I do think Scott picked this time.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Vinnie Brown pulls over to let the pack go. And it's going to be Alex Tesdahl in the 16 taking the lead for the first time in this race. 2 wins for him this season, coming both at Dover and Bristol. So much different track here. They're 4 wide for the lead coming out of turn 1. They made it. They're back down to 3 wide now. I can't believe they made it. They're still 3 wide going into turn 2. Alex Tesdahl is going to be on the outside for this corner. This is going to be tricky. Out of turn 2, it's Kevin Tattersall with the lead. And they're still 3 wide.
Stay high, stay high.
They're 4 wide going into turn 3. Great action here in stage 2 of the Go Green 225 at Pocono, and they all held on to it again. They're still 3 wide, clashing in the 07 was given a heck of a push to Cameron Norton in the 1, but now pulls to the outside to get a push to his buddy Jordan Dorsek. They race in the same league outside of Nosscar. Off the hill goes Cameron Norton, and that's going to cause a big accident here in turn 1. He got into the side of Alex Tesdahl in the 16, a couple of cars behind him and nowhere to go, and the caution is out.
No caution.
Oh.
Yellow flag.
Caution now.
Okay, yeah, the wreck continued. It looked like Harold Burton and a few others were still collecting each other long after the original incident. And there you see, there's a number of cars with a lot of front-end damage. Ryan Schreck, Harold Burton, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Cameron Norton in the 1. And it looks like the 8 machine, Trey Hollywood as well. A number of cars involved in this one. This is definitely a bit of a different feel than we've felt all season long. A lot of our races have went caution free or maybe 1, 2, and most of which would be in the final stage. This one's off to a bit of a wild start, Kevin. I'm not really too sure what to make of it. We're in stage 2. We've seen 3 yellows for on-track incidents. What do you make of it? You're restarting in 6th here.
I think a lot of what's happening is every caution has come out. You know, we've only run a lap or 2 and then a caution came out, unfortunately. But what that's doing is that's allowing pit strategy. And with pit strategy, it's not always the greatest, but people are doing the 2 tires or no tires. And so you got some people that are coming up with the fresh tires right behind them, and I think it's just the difference in speeds throughout the field is causing a lot of the incidents. Of course, 3 and 4 wide doesn't help.
Oh, another wreck deeper in the field. Looked like Alex Tesdahl in the 16 was the first one to spin. And there is a caution on the racetrack. I wasn't sure. It looked like the cars had pretty good steam going into turn 2, and we're going to see another one here. And Matt Smith in the 10, I believe, is the leader when
Brett
this
Baker's
caution
the
comes
leader.
out.
Brett Baker's the leader.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, they were side by side when the yellow flew, so I wasn't sure who got it, but these are going to be the first laps of the race that Brett Baker has led in the 21. He's got a win this season, but he's been running part-time.
$5 to go on the stage.
Actually, I don't have Brett Baker on my screen anymore. The 21 was there, and I don't
Yeah, he
think
just
that
disappeared on my screen as well.
Wow, okay. So Brett Baker is actually out of this race, and there's a couple of cars having issues here tonight. There's 2 cars off the racetrack due to connection issues, and we usually just call them engine failures in the world of sim racing. It's a shame because both of which had led laps in this race and were running strong. The green flag is back in the air. Stage 2.
Still there.
2 to go in stage 2. Thanks a bunch, Kevin. And it's Matt Smith, Nick Don Francesco, Jordan Dorsett, Kevin Tattersall leading him into turn 1.
Left side.
A couple of cars were collecting each other a little bit deeper in the field. They were 3 wide, but they all seemed to
Careful, still there. Inside.
hold it together. And they're still 2 by 2. The top 8 are through turn 2 now. Jordan Dorsett takes the lead. Flash in the 07 car goes up into the 2nd position. Matt Smith in 3rd. 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Inside. Clear to the right.
How about this, folks? Jason Doro all the way back up into the top 10 after getting involved in the first incident of the race. And
Still there.
1 lap to go here in stage 2. You can see Jordan Dorsett going all the way down towards that inside wall to try to break the draft, break the momentum for Clashin in the 07, Matt Smith in the 10. They're bumper to bumper, so they're going to try to get to the back bumper of the 74 before the end of this lap to challenge for the stage 2 win. The question is, do they have enough time, and will it stay green until they come all the way back? The field has kind of spread out a little bit, so it is looking in their favor to stay green. Old Flashing got tight coming out of turn 2. He's going to lose 2nd to Matt Smith in the 10. And coming out of turn 3 for the final time in stage 2, Jordan Dorsett wins the 2nd stage. Matt Smith will finish in 2nd, Flashing in 3rd, Kevin Tattersall 4th, Stephen Corley rounding out the top 5. Those are the drivers receiving points in stage 2. And Jordan Dorsett goes back-to-back for stage wins. And normally when we see that here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series, it more oftentimes than not leads to a win for that particular driver. So Jordan Dorsett looking to capitalize on the speed he's brought and the speed he has in that car here tonight at Pocono. Park it in victory lane if he can manage it. Now here's the deal, folks. Final stage is quite a bit longer than stage 1 and stage 2, as a lot of you know, and we're going to see a lot of strategy here, I believe. How many laps in the final stage, Kevin?
28 maybe.
Okay, so
sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm just saying that I didn't have enough to make it.
Coming to the green, driver.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
All right. You're coming to the green.
If this race stays green for the rest of it, we will see green flag pit stops. We'll see 1 cycle of green flag pit stops. These drivers will have to be careful. And this leaves the door open for a little bit of strategy, perhaps. The green flag is back in the air. Trey Hollywood leads them into turn 1 with the 18 of Jordan Roughton right there alongside him. Newly signed deal to UCJ Motorsports, and now Jordan Dorsett goes to the bottom, looking for the lead on Trey Hollywood in the 8. Side by side as they head towards turn 2. Jordan all the way down to the yellow line. Was kind of getting forced down there a little bit by Trey Hollywood, and then Trey went back up to the top to give him some room a little bit. Looked like Kevin Tattersall might have got a little bit tight in that turn, and contact with Alex Tesdahl was made. And they're thundering towards turn 3. Everybody held on to it, and everyone's got a shot to win this thing still. Now Alex looks like he's getting tight and sliding into the side of the 54.
Yeah, actually, in turn 2, the 22, I think somebody dove underneath him and got into the side of me. That's what caused me to get into the 16.
Oh, okay. Oh, everybody held on to it. That's the good part of it. And everyone's on the lead lap still. We have not seen too long of a green flag run. Everyone's got a shot to win this thing if it stays green. In fact, it might even benefit these drivers running deeper in the field. They might have some sort of strategy up their sleeves. Right now, it's Jordan Dorset leading, flashing in second. They've both kind of got a little bit of distance and some breathing room from any drivers behind them. It's Trey Hollywood holding down the third spot, but not for long. Here comes Matt Smith in the 10. Nick Don Francesco in the 6 is now looking for fourth to the inside of the 8 machine. And Jordan Wrighton in the 18 trying to capitalize as well. It's kind of like a shark smelling blood in the water. Once you see a car held up on the outside line, these cars trying to get a good run out of these turns and get alongside them to the inside. Kind of like Martinsville, keep them pinned up on the outside groove.
All clear.
Whoa, somebody had to really save it going into turn 1 there. Looked like it was actually the 08 machine of Jason Doro. They were 3 wide going towards turn 1, and it looked like when he went to go turn the wheel to get that car to rotate, kind of got a little out of shape on him, a little loose entering the turn.
Careful, still there.
Great save on his part. Many other drivers getting it locked up like that, and it would have resulted in a massive pile up there. And we have a battle for the lead, perhaps a change for the lead as well. Flashing in the 07 goes to the bottom, and they're heading towards turn 3. They'll take it. And those two drivers running side by side there for a moment, that allowed Matt Smith in the 10 to gain a lot of ground on both of them, and now he's less than a car length behind. In fact, all over the back bumper of the 74. 26, 25 laps to go here at Pocono.
20 laps to go.
20.
It was 28, but then the caution laps made it 23, but when we went green.
I'm still missing laps, but that's me for you. I get consumed by the action, and I don't know where laps go. Clashin's got the lead. Jordan Dorset running in second. Matt Smith third. Clashin the leader in the 07. Looking for his first win of the season here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series. He's only made a handful of starts, recently just making his debut, and he started at the tail of the field in the 23rd position.
Still there.
Good battles all over this racetrack, and
Still there. Nobody out back.
we can find the battle before. Here it is. And it's Nick Don Francesco in the 6 car, leading the second group of cars. Cameron Norman in the 1, right behind him in 5th. Evan Tattersall in 6th in the 54, the yellow machine there, the Toyota.
Careful, still there.
Even Corley in the 22, right there with him as well. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Jason Doro running in 8th, and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the number 61 Toyota running in 9th. You can see who's behind him. It looks like it's Alex Tesdall behind the 61 machine, rounding out the top 10. Under 20 laps to go here in round 18 of the 2021 Nosscar Motormaster Series season. It's the Go Green 225 at Pocono.
Flash 9 just like that.
Man, we're having serious issues here tonight. The points leader, folks. Smith has entered this race in the 1 car. He was up there running in the 3rd position when that happened, and he was the 3rd car in line in that front group, and that is a shame. That is a tough deal for the points leader. He got a win last week, and 3rd win of the season. Came in with high hopes here tonight to run well at Pocono. Brickyard 200, the 4th annual, is the main event for Motormaster Monday tonight. And that's a shame for Matt Smith, the 2020 Nosscar Platinum Cup Series champion. That's been a hard night for connection.
Careful, still there.
And Bradley Gilliland, unexpected pit stop in the 90 car, is on pit road. I'm not sure if he can even make it to the end from here. So we'll have to see what happens with him before the end of this race.
Look ahead for me.
And to the inside for 3rd goes Kevin Tattersall in the 54. Jordan Dorset has retaken the lead from Clashin. So if these drivers from 3rd on back can work together and draft, maybe they might even be able to run down the top 2. And Daniel McGriff in the 93 has spun coming out of turn 3, trying to get to pit road. He did get it refired and going again. Nobody made contact with him, and he stayed green. Jordan Routon gave a big push there to Trey Hollywood. The 8 car nearly went up and made contact with the outside wall because of it. They all held on to it through there. And they've got Jimmy Brown in the 9 car. And Alex has on the 16, right there with them. Top 2 slowly working their way away from the rest of the field. Kevin Tattersall running in 3rd. Stephen Corley in the 22, running in 4th. Looks like Stephen's actually going to come to pit road, bringing his green and white Ford Mustang. And I believe he even lost control trying to get down to pit road. Let's see if we can find him. He did, folks. There you see him. In fact, he did not come to pit road. He stays on the racetrack, and he's dropped outside of the top 10 because of that error. And they're all chasing Jordan Dorsack, 4 wins this season. Came into tonight 3rd in the point standings. He missed the 4th annual Daytona 300, won by Kevin Tattersall, but ever since he has made his debut here in the Motormaster Series, he has been strong and one of the favorites to win. Each and every single week that we see him, and he's brought one of his buddies, Clashit, from the JCR group over here to run with us. And right there, just a couple of car lengths behind him, you don't see Jordan trying to run his car all the way down towards the inside wall to break the draft at this point. Just kind of cruising and letting the laps tick down. Checking in on the second group of drivers, Jason Doro running in 3rd, Kevin Tattersall right behind him in 4th, Don Francesco scored in 5th, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is in 6th, Dustin Franklin in the 11th, running in 7th, and just behind them is Cameron Norton in the 1, running in 8th. Trey Hollywood runs in 9th. The 18th, Jordan Roughton rounds out the top 10. Jimmy Brown in 11th, Alex Tesdall in 12th, Harold Bird in 13th, Jason Armstrong in 14th. Give you a bit of an idea on where your favorite Nosscar Motormaster Series drivers may be running. We're getting down into the final laps here, about 12, 13 laps to go. The Go Green 225.
14.
Looking at 14 here, and I don't see anybody having anything for these top 2 unless the second group of cars can kind of get hooked together and maybe start running some Daytona trials here, trying to run down these top 2. Track position has been key in this race, and a lot of these drivers that had good track position for the start of this final stage are really have really excelled here in this final stage, all running up there towards the top 5. We've seen a lot of side-by-side action, but it also appears that once you are able to clear the traffic and be out front, you're able to drive away if your car is good enough, just being free of all that traffic and all those battles going on around you. Jordan Dorsack was able to capitalize on that, took the lead, was able to drive away, stretch his legs a little bit. He's got Clashit with them, and they're not having any immediate challenge. And the driver's running 3rd on that. More green flag pit stops here in the final stage. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is one of them in the number 61 Toyota. Jordan Green is another, 6-time Nosscar champion on pit road. There's Jason Doro in the 08 machine. He's going to stay on the track another lap. Looks like Nick Don Francesco, Kevin Tattersall, they're both going to come to pit road. Going to keep our eye on your race leaders and see where everybody cycles through at the end of this thing. There you see Nick in the 6th car coming to pit road. Bradley Gill in the 90 was already on pit road much earlier, so we think he's going to have to pit again.
He actually pit with 18 to go, and the fuel tank says 18 laps, so he may be able to make it.
He might be good to go then. Yes, I didn't realize he pitted 18 to go, because, yeah, I've got the fuel window here being anywhere from 17 to 19 laps. And
It's really hard, though. This track can be hard on your tires, depending on your the slider you take and how deep into the corners you drive. It's really, really hard on your tires, so hopefully he can make it. He's right on the edge, though. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is going to be close. You pick 18 to go, it is going to be really close for the 90, but he's had all that time, that extra time to run on those fresh tires. It's going to be interesting to see where everybody cycles through. Cameron Norton in the 1 now comes to pit road. Whoa, looked like the 18 of Jordan Roughton lost control coming to pit road. That might even be a speeding penalty. He's coming in considerably quicker than Cameron Norton in the 1. We can find our leaders here. And there they are. They're still on the racetrack. They have yet to come to pit road. The 74 and the 07 putting on a master strategy, a master display of driving here at Pocono Raceway. There you see a lot of these cars leaving pit road. I'm a little bit surprised that the top 2 have yet to make their pit stop. Still running a good pace. 2 different lines. Jordan in the 74 a little bit higher up towards the wall. Flashing in the 07, running a little bit more of a safer conservative line in the middle and staying in his draft down the straightaway. It's only a few car lengths separating the 2. If you're clashing, you want to just stay with your buddy Jordan in the 74 and see if you can make a move later in this race. You know that you have to pit, so does he, so you kind of want to see where you're going to cycle out as well. Both of these drivers running really hard. Out of 3, they're going to stay out once more. I wonder what the strategy here is. Going to throw it down to the race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, how many drivers are yet to make their pit stop?
I think just the top 2. I've actually cycled back out to 5th already. So I'm actually going to say just the top 2 are the only guys not fit.
Okay then. Who do you have in 3rd?
I got Napafan in 3rd, Muffin in 4th, and myself in 5th.
Excellent stuff. Okay. I wonder if these 2 drivers that have stayed out all this time are losing time to the drivers that have already come to pit road. But then again, they're pretty much glued and locked bumper to bumper, so maybe not. They might come out about the same distance and have just simply fresher tires at that point. We're going to have to see how this works for them. I was going to say they're both coming to pit road, but it's actually just Clashin in the 07 coming to pit road. And I'm a little surprised, folks, because Clashin was the car behind the 74. You would think that with the draft, he might have been able to save a little bit of fuel and maintain a proper speed and keep with them, but he's on pit road. Jordan in the 74 is not. He's out there still on the racetrack, right behind Dustin Franklin in the 11. Dustin Franklin in the 11 is scored in the 6th position right now, and he's at the tail end of the lead lap. Only because the 74 is yet to make his scheduled green flag pit stop here in the final stage. Jordan Roughton in the 18 is the first car 1 lap down if we were to see a caution. Here he comes. 4 wins this season, looking to make it 5. Comes to pit road for his last pit stop of the race. Unless we see a caution, I don't think the 74 is coming back down pit road. Even then, he might still stay out just to keep that valuable track position. And we're going to see where everybody cycles through at the end of all of this. Here comes Jordan at a pit road. Let's see what Clashin is. Here comes Clashin, and they're both driving towards turn 1. Who's going to take the lead out of this? Oh, and give it to the... They're still in a dead heat for it. Side by side through turn 1. Jordan Doracek with the preferred line, simply coming out of pit road, being on the inside, was able to clear Clashin in the 07 and hold on to the race lead. But man, that was so close. I thought Clash had it. Was looking for the power move around the top. Now looking for the bottom side, and he does. Using the inside to his advantage. I think that Jordan actually found the wall coming out of turn 2 just a little bit. To the lead goes the 07 of Clash. Got cars in front of them, but they're going to need to work their way around and put a lap down before the end of this race. And Harold Burton in the 39 and Bradley Gilliland in the 90. Now they're heading towards turn 1. They're 3 wide with one of those lap cars. Jordan Dorsek looked to the inside. Clashing was ready for him a little bit. They're nearly making contact coming out of 1, and they do, folks. Clashing found the outside wall just a little bit. Jordan Dorsek in the 74 retakes the top spot, but Clashing is still right there with him. If they battle too hard, and Nick DonFrancesco is in the catbird seat, running in third, number 6 Chevy Camaro, but he is quite a ways back, so it is going to have to be some sort of wild incident between these two if he is going to capitalize on something. Throwing it down to the in-race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, how many laps to go?
I think we're coming to 5 to go right now. Stay with that. It might be 4. I'll check the line.
Sounds great.
Five to go.
5 to go right now.
All right then. 5 laps to go. You heard it from the Iceman himself. He's running in the 5th position, having a great run, but unless we see a caution, I don't think anyone's going to run down these two. Jordan Dorsek now, you can see him start to do what he was doing in stage 1 a little bit. He's breaking the draft. His car going all the way down to the inside with it, so Clashing needs to chase him for that draft. And usually when the driver tries to do that, they lose a bit of speed, and the front car is able to get away a bit more because of that. Clashing's playing it smart. Ran the exact same line for the most part as Jordan through that turn 3 there. Coming up to 4 laps to go. The gap is still about the same. It's about 5 car lengths. The advantage for Jordan Dorsek is he hit 1 lap later than Clashing in the 07. So he was able to have 1 lap fresher tires, and it's helping him a lot here. Yeah, Clashing's car wasn't staying all the way down through turn 1 there. He ran a much higher line, and I don't know if that's exactly what he wants to do through turn 1. He might not have the grip that Jordan in the 74 does. And he went through turn 2 really well there, but the problem is so did the 74. They're coming around to 3 laps to go, and we're watching a great battle here between 2 great drivers here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series. Round 18 of the 2021 Nosscar Motormaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, live broadcast on the Nosscar Series Racing YouTube channel. Jordan's still doing everything he can to break the draft with Clashing, and Jordan has a rough turn 2 there. He missed it. He went way up the hill towards the wall. Clashing closed all the way in to the back bumper of the 74 machine. Through turn 3 they go, and Clashing to the inside looking for the lead. When they come out of turn 3, they only have 2 laps to go in the Go Green 225. And now it's Clashing trying to break the draft by going all the way down below the white line, which is legal here at Pocono. He's got the preferred groove going into turn 1. Can he hold off Jordan Dorsek? Got about a little over a lap and a half to do it. So far, so good. He knows Jordan's got the 1 lap fresher tires. Jordan may even have the stronger car at this point.
Careful, still there.
Through turn 2 this time. Clashing. Perfect turn 2. Jordan right there in his draft, and now they go into turn 3 for the second to last time. And here they come, folks, to the white flag. Flagman's got it in his hand. The final lap of the Go Green 225 here at Pocono. And who's going to win this thing? To the bottom goes Jordan Dorsek as they head towards turn 1. He can't quite get alongside Clashing.
Lap this time by.
Jordan trying to use the draft to get a big slingshot run on him. He's to the inside, and they head towards turn 2 now. The bottom is definitely the place to be in that turn. They're leaning on each other, side drafting as much as they can. Coming at a 2. Oh, they're still basically dead even here. I think the advantage goes to Clashin just a little bit because the run that he was able to get with the outside line through turn 3 for the final time. Jordan got a little bit loose. He almost slid up into the side of Clashin. They're coming to the start-finish line. Who's it going to be? Oh, and I think it was Jordan in the 74 that won.
It was.
I think he got him. I don't really know. We're going to need to check with our in-race reporter, Kevin Tatters.
Yeah, the 74 got the W. 39.09.932 to an 0.9941. So 9/1000 for the second.
Wow. 9/1000ths of a second separating the two drivers at the end here. Jordan Dorsek and Clashin putting on a wild sprint race too.